Good morning and namaste. This is Moti tiwari, your social studies teacher, class 10. I welcome you all to our today's class. Today we are going to study Unit 4, Lesson 1, Human Trafficking as Social Problem. We will see what is social problem first. Illegal acts, immoral acts, violent activities that exist in society, harm the society, slow down the pace of social development. These are the core points related to social problems. Now we will define what are social problems. You will see here, legally restricted, inhuman or immoral activities harmful to the society that slow down the pace of social development are called social problems. I believe it is clear to you what are social problems. Illegal, immoral, violent, existing in society, harmful to the society, and the great obstacle for the social development. These are the core concepts. Now let's see human trafficking. Human trafficking is a trade of human. Trafficking is trading, transporting, buying and selling, most commonly for the purpose of sexual slavery, forced labor, commercial sexual exploitation for the traffickers or others. This is what the Wikipedia says on human trafficking. Some of the key points associated with human trafficking I would like to present. It prevails mainly in the least developed or developing countries in the world, like Nepal. Some of the Asian countries and most of the African countries have more prevalence of such problems. Nearly 300,000 people are trafficked across national borders around the world annually. A very pathetic situation. This data says what a pathetic situation the human race is facing today regarding human trafficking. Its annual transaction is about 32 billion US dollar. You can imagine what a big amount of transaction takes place around the globe every year. More than 54% of all victims are being sexually exploited. Here sexual exploitation is much more seen among the victims. Human trafficking generates US dollar 99 billion in profits globally. ILO claims, International Labour Organization claims that about 67 million people work as domestic workers across the world. See the figure. And the last point is quite pathetic, painful for all the human race in the world. Let's see it. Prostitution, internet chat rooms, pornography, sex tourism, drug trafficking, forced marriages, forced laborers, child soldiers, removal of human organs, long-term physical and mental disabilities, mental and emotional illness like anxiety, depression, extreme violence, deprivation of food, sleep, poor health, violation of human rights. These are some of the serious outcomes of human trafficking. What human trafficking results in. By these points, I believe you are clear what is it all about. Now we discuss on factors causing human trafficking. What causes human trafficking? There is a long list, can be even longer than this. I have brought few but very important one among the factors. Let us see number one, poverty is the first factor given here. Poverty causes human trafficking. People are lured due to the poverty, poor people are lured, poor people are victimized by the brokers. They are shown a big dreams of economic uplift in the family, and they cannot control themselves. They cannot think of the consequences, what is likely to happen in future. So they are victim. Next point says immigration status. You might have seen, dear students, you might have seen in the international news cross-border issues, the issues related to immigration. Sometimes we see the children, the dead body of the children lying on the shore of the sea. So many people trying to cross a certain country border to enter into another country, hoping to have a very prosperous life. This is what immigration has led to human trafficking. They suffer there, they don't have good income, and then they are the victim. Recruitment debt, a big amount they pay for the recruitment abroad. For this, they have no choice rather than to agree with what the traffickers offer them. So they are the victim. Lack of job opportunities. Lack of job opportunities here in the nation. Nepal is one of the least developed nations in the world, lacks job opportunity within the nation. Many youths not having the employment here, hoping to have a good future for them and the family, they fall the victim. Weak labor protection policy. We don't have the good policy regarding the protection of the labor in the nation. Not only in the nation, abroad, while working in foreign job, our government is not strong enough to make and to sign the treaties regarding the laborers there. So, neither they have good compensation after having certain loss, nor they have the profit or benefit as agreed by the employer. This is what they face, big challenge there, and they fall the victim. Weak labor protection policy is to be changed in this regard. Open border with India. We have a long border, 3 sides with India, and this is open. This open border has given a fertile platform to the brokers for human trafficking, for cross-border crime. weak security system, especially in border and in some of the airports. Weak security has given easy access to the victims to be victimized. Corruption is another important cause for human trafficking. When corruption takes place, we cannot hope rule of law. Law becomes weak and it gives a tremendous opportunity for the crimes. This is what corruption makes every system feeble, weak, and they cannot function well. We cannot expect. So it happens human trafficking. Lack of strict implementation of law. When the laws are not strictly implemented, you see what happens? Everywhere there is the chance of anarchy, there is the chance of crime, there is the chance of evils and many social problems caused there. Lack of awareness. People do not have awareness regarding the causes of human trafficking. What are the things there behind us that make us to be the victim of human trafficking? They don't know the causes. They don't know the consequences. What are the impacts they are likely to face in the future? They don't know about it. And neither they know the solutions to the problems. This is the reason they are victim. Protection of political leaders. Nepalese politics is always complained regarding the good governance, regarding the rule of law. Some of the major political party leaders are found to be protective to those criminals who are found to be involved in such social problems and crimes. They have a protection, and due to it, it is hard for us to control human trafficking. It is causing more and more cases of human trafficking. Weak and unstable political system. This is the first time at present we do have a strong government and a stable government, or else in history Nepal never experienced a strong and stable government which gave a tremendous, a bountiful opportunities for the brokers and the criminals to cause human trafficking. Male dominated society. In our society, male dominate females. It is patriarchal. Decision making is done by males in most of the families. Property right is with the males. They are in the high level post in politics, bureaucracy, everywhere. Because of this, women are found to be the victims, because their career building is affected, their education is affected, their health is affected, the economic status of many families is affected due to it. So they easily fall under the prey of the traffickers. Some wrong traditions and customs. Some of the customs are there. Such customs also make directly, they do not have the connection to the human trafficking, but some of the traditions, some of the cultures dominate certain class, certain sex. Then there comes the inferiority complex, there comes the poverty in the family, and to get rid of these problems, the people think of coming out of the problems, and in the name of coming out of the problems, get rid of the problems, they become the victim. Superstitious beliefs also provide the fertile platform for the traffickers for human trafficking. Lack of effective joint efforts of the government. Here, when the time comes to protect the population from being trafficked, our efforts are not found effective. It is not only the government, neither the government nor the people in general are solely responsible. This is the responsibility of all. All should work hand in hand effectively, or else lack of joint effort of the government, NGOs, civil society, people in general cause human trafficking. Let us see the roles of individual, family, community and government to control human trafficking. What are the roles of individual? What can the people do personally to combat human trafficking in Nepal? We will see some of the points here. Be alert about the possible dangers. What happens the life after one is victimized as human trafficking? If one is alert about the possible dangers of being victim, then he or she knows to be aware to keep himself safe from the traffickers. Report the suspected cases of trafficking to police, etc. Whenever one finds some suspicious incidents or the cases of trafficking, he or she can report the case to the police or the concerned authority. This is how an individual can help to fight against human trafficking. Next point is make others alert about the dangers. One can involve himself in social awareness campaign on controlling human trafficking. Extend the hands of help to the government and all the organizations working against human trafficking. An individual can give support to the government, to all the organizations working against human trafficking, can be the good role an individual can play. We will see role of families. What the families can do, work to improve economic status of the family. The family should be serious enough to uplift its economic status. Then there is a very less chance likely to be trafficked. Have quality education. Quality education solely can be the solution to so many problems. Once quality education is imparted to the people, their level of awareness is so high that many problems cannot come close to them. Have harmonious relation in family. What happens many a times, there is no good relation in the family, broken family may be there, maybe the violence in the family. It unfortunately works as the pushing factors and causes the human trafficking. So, the family should maintain the harmonious relationship among them, not to trust strangers easily. If family finds someone new to the community, suspicious, then they should not believe in them blindly. They are to be interrogated, questioned, inquired. Then it can help to support human trafficking. We can see what community can do to control human trafficking. Roles of community, under this heading we are going to see. Raise awareness against human trafficking. This is the role of the community to make the community free from the social problems. So, awareness is to be raised against human trafficking, especially its causes, its consequences, and other factors related associated with human trafficking. Publicize laws. What is the provision of the laws in case of human trafficking? If people are aware of it in the society through community, they know how to tackle lawfully, how to seek for justice. These are some ideas the community can play. Support victims. In some of the cases, we can find the victims not being supported and accepted by the society, even by the family. For example, if a girl is trafficked and she is rescued from the brothels and hoping to have the warmth of the love of community and acceptance of the family, as she returns to the community, what she gets? An ill treatment. So, in this case, she can't take any hurt, hopeless. So, this is the time community has to play a very supportive role to them, a kind and sympathetic role to them. Helps the police to identify and catch traffickers. Community should help the police to identify the traffickers, to arrest them, and for the further process, for the jurisdiction, it can proceed. Now, let us see roles of government. What should government do? As it is said, government is the guardian of the people. Government should execute the existing laws against human trafficking strongly within the nation and should try to maintain them abroad even. Create awareness to cause the awareness among the people regarding human trafficking, especially on their cause and consequences. Mobilize security force. We do have police, armed police force, and crime investigation, army, for the security purpose. Since we have open border with India, there the security force should prove themselves to be strong enough to implement the laws of the nation. And it can be more effective if the security force can be mobilized along with the active participation of the people in general. This can be done by the government. Maintain border security, especially with India, generate employment. Most of the victims are because of poverty, because of the lack of employment opportunity within the nation. So, reduce poverty can be another weapon to fight against it. Now, let us go to girls trafficking. What is girls trafficking? We will see here their causes and preventive measures. Let us see. The act of selling and purchasing of girls without their will or various evil purposes like prostitution, forced labor, etc. is called girls trafficking. I believe you might have understood what is girls trafficking. The ignorant girls from poor families of rural areas are likely to be the victims, likely to be trafficked. The girls are assured of high paying job, a luxurious life. They are shown a big dreams. You see, you have such talent, you have such potential. Why do you stay here having such a poor life? You can get high paid job. Opportunities are waiting for you and you are still here. They lure the innocent girls this way. And especially in the cities or abroad, this is how girls trafficking takes place. We are seeing here the causes: lack of awareness on girl trafficking, lack of guardian. Sometimes the guardian cannot play a good role, productive role, positive role. Domestic violence or broken family, poverty, strong network of traffickers, lack of effective implementation of laws against girls trafficking, lack of combined efforts of the government, NGOs, INGOs and the common people against girls trafficking, open border with India and lack of opportunities in the nation. These are some major causes of girls trafficking. Now let's go to the solution measures. What can be the solution measures to girls trafficking? Let's see. Let's have a look. Increase awareness on causes and impacts of girls trafficking. Reduce poverty. Maintain harmonious relation in family. Have effective combined efforts of the government, NGOs, INGOs and general people. Implement the laws against girls trafficking strictly. Have good governance. And lastly, tighten border security, mainly with India. I have brought some of the organizations working in Nepal against girls trafficking. Some notable ones are given here: AATWIN, Atwin, Mighty Nepal, Shakti Samoa, ASA Nepal, PPR Nepal. These are some of the major organizations working against girls trafficking in Nepal. Now we go to child trafficking. Child trafficking is a form of human trafficking where children below 18 are transported, recruited, forced to do hard work and are exploited. What are its causes? The children who are said to be the future of the nation, hope of the nation, if are the victim of child traffickers, what may be the nation's future? So it is better to know what caused child trafficking. The first cause is poverty again. Since the children face poverty at home, they can be the victim, they can be lured, they can be attracted. Lack of child-friendly environment in the family. When the family is not able to maintain the child-friendly behavior in the family, they are found to be helpless. They are not happy enough in the family. Lack of awareness on child trafficking. This awareness may be an individual level, maybe on the children themselves, community. Next point says refugee problem. Due to various causes, when refugee problem is there, women are found to be the victim because they are easy for the traffickers to victimize. Illegal migration. Illegal migration, children running away from home. When they run from home, and this is difficult for them to protect. When illegally migration cases are there, especially immigration cases, then illegal migration case creates the problem among the children. Activities of smugglers. When smugglers have a strong network and their activities are strong enough, it is hard for us to combat against child trafficking. Ambitious attitude of the children. Some of the children have some ambition. This ambition makes them vulnerable, makes them to be the victim. We will see children, especially in poor family, children in the urban areas and Tarai region are mostly found to be the victim, are vulnerable. So, it is good to know the solution measures of child trafficking. Social security to children by children themselves. Children should protect themselves. Like in some of the families in schools, it is said not to have anything given by the stranger, not to be convinced with them, not to have company with them. These are the things suggested by the home, by the teachers at schools. This is how they can protect themselves from the traffickers. Family also should provide special security to the children. Community should provide security to them. Government, security force and other concerned authority all should give a special security to the children. We should give importance to the children, who they are, how valuable and precious for us, the children. Enhance awareness among the children and guardians regarding the problems. Awareness is to be created, education opportunities are to be provided, supervise hotels, restaurants, industries, circus, transportation, etc. Maintain harmonious relation in family. And lastly, implement laws against child trafficking. Now finally we have come human organ trafficking. Trade of human organs like lungs, kidney, liver, cornea, tissues for all the body parts for the purpose of transportation is called human trafficking, human organ trafficking. Causes of human organs trafficking: poor health due to pollution, faulty lifestyle and food habits, high demand of some organs like kidney, liver, lungs and cornea, poverty, illiteracy, high exploitation in life and lack of their fulfillment, black market of organ trade. And the last point for today is preventive measure to human organs trade. Reduce poverty here also, maintain the quality of environment, have a healthy lifestyle, increase awareness on the serious impacts of organs trade, be aware of bad intention of extracting organs in the name of treatment, take care of the patient, avoid high expectation in life and watch those who are the victims and the culprits. Thank you very much for listening to your teacher. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye and namaste.